Hello Capricorn, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot by Paul Foster Case and Arthur Edward Waite. For the supportive cards, I'm using the Angel Answer cards by Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. I already shuffled, so let's go ahead. Alright, so I feel like I got three sets here of what you're doing and what your partner's doing. Now, your partner seems to be in a state of trying to make something happen. I'm seeing what's holding things back is they're trying to... They got the Knight of Cups here, and you have the Eight of Pentacles here, which means I feel like this is what's holding you both back. The Knight is your partner, the Pentacles is you. You're staying on the same road. I don't feel like... You might not even be noticing. You might be a little bit distracted, not realizing that they're pushing affection towards you. And I feel like at some point they realize that this isn't happening. Like, they have the Five of Swords. I feel like they're putting in a lot of effort but not seeing anything won from it. You have the High Priestess and what makes things right for you. See, this is what's going wrong. They're putting out the affection, you don't seem to be realizing it. What seems to help is them realizing that it's not really, you're not recognizing it. You're just not seeing it. I feel like you're not seeing it. And the High Priestess on your side is kind of... I feel like you're just as caring as you've always been. I don't feel like you're changing anything there. But I feel like the affection, you're still sharing the affection. Because I feel like by the time you catch on to what's going on, it's pretty much past due. It's like it's already passed. And you're just being as affectionate as you've always been. That seems to help, though. In the beginning, it seemed... I feel like the reason it's a problem in the beginning is because you're not seeing the offer or the love coming towards you. You're not seeing this offer that your partner seems to want to do something that you're not catching on to. And they're putting out some type of communication where they want to spend time with you or they want to be intimate with you. And I feel like you're distracted. You're just not seeing it. You're just flat out not seeing it. Excuse me. Your partner seems to recognize that you're just not getting it. They seem to get it. Seems to help them. And your side, I feel like you're just being as loving as normal. And even though it's after the fact, I feel like you're pushing forth something, some loving words, some gestures, or whatever you can do that you have time for. You're pushing some appreciation back towards them. That seems to be what's happening here. Now, that's one part. Another part here is interesting. Because I'm also getting this section here. I have like three sections here. The middle section seems to be the moon on their side with the Nine of Cups. Like, I feel like they're not aware of something. Or they're not seeing something correctly. They might be a little bit excitable. I don't know. Something isn't right here. The moon, I'm not getting it's predictive. I'm getting it's more getting a little nervous. I feel like they're worried that something isn't right, but then they immediately seem to change soon after they changed to being very happy with how things are. What you have on your side is you have the Page of Cups with the Fool. Now these match up in this sense, and I think I'm seeing these might match up more than I realize, these two sections. Because I feel like at first, for some reason, you're distracted. I feel like this is you're still distracted and you're not centered on love right now. You're feeling everything is okay with the relationship, but your concerns are not with the relationship right now. You don't seem to be paying any extra attention to it, but it's not like you're neglecting it either. There's just... Your partner seems to be trying to get your attention, and I still feel like you're not getting it. But you're not really wanting to either. You have other things going on, and it's not like you're not interested at all, but something at least one other thing has a lot of your attention, and you're kind of tangled up in that right now, and you just don't want to divide your attention. And at first that seems to bother your partner because they get a little upset, like, you know, maybe you don't love them anymore or something like that. I feel like it gets a little ridiculous. I don't know, I got the moon card on here. That's the word that comes to mind. But again, afterwards, I feel like they realize what was going on. But I feel like you're also pushing forward how you're feeling, but not like, I don't feel like you're addressing it to like overly mushy, but you're just saying how much you love them and you're just showing normal affection. I don't feel like it's anything out of the norm for you. But it seems to make them very happy to realize it had nothing to do with them, that you were caught up in something else. And they're going in, that's the, this one over here, the Nine of Cups. It seems to be making things a lot better. I feel like we're reiterating this like 3 times over. Are we? Is this something different? This last part, you have the Wheel of Fortune and you have the Ace of Rods. The Wheel of Fortune is where you're standing. I feel like you're just looking at this as like, you know what, just sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. That just kind of happens. Because that seems to be your viewpoint. Like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Spiritually, you got the Ace of Rods here. And I don't feel like it's... I feel like you're showing some affection towards your partner, but it's normal. I feel like this is normal. I'm sticking with that for whatever reason. But I'm also looking at this, I'm noticing, for some reason, I'm feeling the hand coming out of the cloud, and it's kind of like above the trees here. I feel like you're looking at this in the future sense. Like, we'll do things in the future. I feel like that's probably how you're pacifying this. That's the High Priestess energy. That's the Fool energy. You're pushing this into the future. I may not have had time to do things with you right now, but let's plan this out 2 months or a month or whenever. You're planning something out with them to make up for this moment where you didn't catch on to what they wanted to. So you're making up for it, but I feel like you're planning something out in the future with them. Especially with what I'm seeing on the other person's side. They have the Knight of Swords with the Page of Pentacles. Knight of Swords is communicating. Communicating and action. And they're trying to communicate what's going on with them, that they want to be with you. It seems to fall flat. It just kind of falls flat. But you got the Page of Rods. Yep. They're looking forward to things that are going to happen in the future too. I'm getting like a future sense here with them. Like you're planning something to do in the future. That's what I'm really getting. And they're letting go of what went wrong here, and they're concentrating on the future. I know that it's what I'm seeing with this card though. They're letting go of what went wrong. They're sailing away from that, but they're heading towards a better future because they see these plans coming into fruition. And they're very content with that. So even though whatever it was you kind of missed, or possibly you did kind of see it but you didn't have time for it, that could be a thing here. I feel like you're making up for it in the future because you're acknowledging it in some respect, and then you're like, well, I know I couldn't do this now and I really can't still right now, but let's do it in a month or 2. Let's go here. Let's have a weekend trip. Let's go on. Let's do something. Like you're planning something with your partner. This is making all the difference. So I feel like that might need to be said because the moon, in case that's a little more energized than what I'm picking up, you might do that just to pacify or just to calm the situation down. I don't feel like you're opposed to that. I feel like you want to do that anyway. It's not like you don't want to spend time with your partner. It's just what's going on right now. So planning it in the future makes you feel better. It's something you do want to do anyway, and also makes your partner feel more appreciated, and it's something to look forward to. So it's very good there. So I feel like that's how you're solving this situation. All right, let's move on to Capricorn singles. Capricorn singles. Already kind of pulled towards the Oracle cards, oddly enough. Which, for Virgo, I did them before I laid out the I'm going to stop with it. I did it before I laid the cards down. So, what's going on here? Capricorn singles. What is going on here? Now, you have the Lovers, but it's in your thoughts. It's where your mindset is. So, it's a good card to have, but when it's in your thoughts, it's one of those things, are you bringing it into fruition, or is it just lingering around you? You seem to be the Emperor right now. You know where you're standing, you know what you want, and you're devising a plan to make it happen. That's where you're standing. But the Lovers is what's on your mind. This is what you're planning. This is what you want. This is where you're going. Being a singles reading, that's not too shocking. Now, you've had success in the past. You've had very happy social times in the past. Like, this is built around some type of success. You've had social happiness in the past, but it's built around some type of success. You're seeing the situation like you should be able to make this happen the way you want to. I'm getting the Emperor with the, what is this, the 9? The 9 of Rods coming through, like, you're standing in a spot where you're feeling very successful, like you can get what you want. You just got to move forward in the correct fashion to get what you want. Now, this being said, you're starting off with the 3 of Pentacles. You're putting in that effort. But I'm also noticing the 7 of Swords here, which makes me wonder if you're expecting these burdens or not. Especially since it's built on the success, I'm not thinking you're expecting the troubles that are coming your way from this. There seems to be a little unexpected, in my opinion, unexpected bump. Now, you may see it coming, but if you do see it coming, it's stronger than you're expecting, because I feel like the stress here is more than you're expecting. It's not daunting you, though, because you have the Queen of Rods and the Knight of Pentacles here. Once you start out, you plan to take it all the way. Like I always say, don't get caught up in the gender of the card, but your object of affection, whoever that might be, that's this person. This is a very active person. This is somebody you're heading towards. You have your eyes set on them. You believe you got success in your thoughts. It's built on success you feel you have with the situation. You're headed for it full board. Well, I shouldn't say full board. With all intentions a go. You may be moving slowly, but you're moving dedicated in a progressive way. Now, I'm also noticing a vice came up next to the Queen of Rods, and that's choose another direction. Because I feel like there's problems here. There are problems here that either you're not seeing or you're not thinking they're as bad as they are. Now, there's a couple cards going forward. We're going to see more about this. But the other side is conducive for what you want. They have the Ace of Rods, which means the other person is on board with you, and they're going to go forward, possibly trying to increase the momentum, trying to possibly make it go faster. What's also with this is improving health. So there are problems here that are still in the phases of fixing these problems. So there's problems here. Even though there's problems here, I'm not sure I still don't think you're fully aware. I think you might be somewhat aware of them. I don't think you're fully aware of the problems that are connected with the person you're interested in. Going forward, you do have the Nine of Cups, which is somebody's very content and happy. You also have in the near future, so this doesn't seem like it's too far off. You're going to be happy, but you're also going to have to stand your ground, because I'm seeing the be assertive right above it. Like you're happy. This happens fairly quickly with the near future. So once you start this out, this other person, you say what you want to do, they're on board. That goes farther, faster than you're expecting, because you want it to go forward, and so don't they. So they add some momentum to it. They put a little gas to the fire there. And the advice here is you got to be assertive to keep things on track for what you want. Don't move too fast. Try to keep things a little slower, but I feel like it's going to be very addictive and hard to do that. So we already had that one spot where it said choose another direction. There's problems going on here, more problems than you're expecting, but you seem to be pushing forward anyway. You seem very happy in the near future, but you also have to be very careful to keep control of the situation. That being said, your end outcome is very interesting. The overall card was ask for help for others. You do have the Devil card here. You have the Death card, and you have the Queen of Cups. These three together, this can be a big problem. This can be a big problem. Because love is involved. It might be, I'm feeling, is it the same? I'm feeling it's the same person. The Queen of Rods, Queen of Cups. This person's got a lot of feelings here. The Devil card and the ask for help from others, something isn't right here. Something isn't right. I feel like the situation might start to get out of control. The problems are gonna really start rearing their head at this point. They're really gonna start showing how bad it really is. And you might decide that you need to cut. Because the problems, I feel like, are really, really heavy here. A lot more than you're expecting. And I feel like you're going to have to like talk with others to understand what exactly is going on. And I feel like your friends or whoever you're talking to is going to tell you, you know what, that's just more than you need to be a part of. This person has a lot of things that they need to figure out. And even though they're at this point, they're showing a lot of love and they do care about you greatly, and it's not like you don't feel the same, there's just too much here. And it's too early in the relationship. You're seeing a lot of problems, and at this point you're realizing that things aren't going to get better. Things are going to get a lot worse before they ever get better. A lot of things need to be sorted out. And I'm getting that the Queen of Cups here with the Death card, I feel like she might be the one who actually calls it quits. I feel like for some reason, I don't know what happens, and it's weird because I would expect when the Devil card comes in here and it's a lot worse than you expect, I would think it would be you, but I feel like it's her. I feel like, and don't get caught up in the gender, but it's the other person, the object of your desires. I shouldn't say this person's an object, but you know, the person of your desires, the love that you're looking to get here. I feel like they end it because they don't think this is going to work out. They're seeing problems. They're just, for some reason, they're just like, you know what, we got to stop now. So I feel like you need to see this going in because the problems that you're seeing, I don't feel like you're seeing enough of what's actually happening. And I feel like it gets harder and harder as you go forward. You're being warned to take it slowly because it doesn't seem like it really has longevity. And the farther you get in, the more you're going to have to pick up the pieces afterwards. All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.